Yeah, I agree. And let's start with Paulo. Paulo obviously got a lot of accolades in that first game after I think he went for 27, 9, and 5.
Right.
Since then has been just like a little bit inefficient, but that's what we kind of come to expect. The thing that's important to note with Paulo, he's getting wherever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
Like he is getting literally wherever he wants at any point during a game when he goes and tries to create his own shot.
Yeah.
The shot is not like falling at a significant level. And I do think that there is a bit of an issue that he will work through as he goes from being a teenager to being like 22, probably, let alone 25, 26, as he plays in the NBA longer.
Yeah.
The shot math on his contested mid-range jumper heavy diet is going to be something he has to kind of work through, I think. It is hard to be efficient taking some of the kind of shots that he takes, but just the way that he's able to get to his spots, the way that he's able to bully through while also having that skill level. That's the thing, right? Like he is able to have that intersection of tight handle for a big, strength, being 6'11", being able to shoot over the top of people, and then being able to fluidly get into his pull-up game. It's a very, very difficult needle to thread for opposing defenses in trying to stop him.
And he's a good passer on top of that. You know, the one thing for me in watching a lot of his Duke film, like for as big and strong and kind of wide shouldered as he is, he was a guy that used the spin move a lot. He started one direction, see a guy starting to cut him off, and he'd kind of use his shoulder, a little bit of contact to try to spin around that. Already early in his NBA career, he's just lowering his shoulder and going straight into dudes' chests. And like, yes, Paolo, you're huge. You're built like a tank. You can handle and you can take that contact, do it. That's going to serve him well to become a really, really good playoff type of scorer. Somebody who gets to the free throw line, and that's how you correct some of those inefficiencies with the style of play in the game that you have. You know, nitpicky wise, like I'll just give one thing that stood out to me about him on the offensive end to really watch. He seems to ball beg a little bit or have a really, you know, free reign within their offense to walk himself down to the elbows and the free throw line and just mismatch post up whenever he wants. And you can see there's a normal flow and pace to NBA action where all of these veterans know how to play and cut and move off of each other, pick their spots for when to cut, when to post up, and when to do everything. And Paolo doesn't quite have that feel yet. A lot of what he's doing is just feeling like, okay, I want the ball now. This is the spot for me to really get to a one-on-one type of move. And he walks to the elbow and stands there and plays physically. And again, part of that is going to contribute to the, you know, the lack of efficiency that he has in those mid-range areas, because I think he's forcing his touches a little bit. But this is the role that he's going to have to play long-term. So I'd rather him try to figure all this stuff out as a rookie than, let's say, you know, put him more of an off-ball role. Paolo, stop going to the elbow. Like, no, we got to teach you how to pick your spots, not to not do it anymore.
Well, and I think the thing that stands out most to me is the physical strength. Like you kind of just brought up the idea. I'm not sure I can remember a rookie that stepped in this quickly and was just able to play bully ball like this. Like he just bullies his opponents to the spot. Like he is physically stronger than whoever he is up against, typically at the 4. Orlando has played him mostly with bigs at this point. Honestly, I can't really remember off the top of my head a moment where he has played the 5. Maybe like, don't quote me on that. Like it's possible I just missed, you know, a couple of moments here or there, but he has mostly played with 4s throughout his career at this point, his 3-game career, 2 or 3 games. I think I've watched 2. I don't know if they've played a third. It's going to be intriguing to see how Orlando utilizes that strength. The Magic in general are just a really fun watch because of that front court, as we kind of anticipated them being. Wendell Carter is just kind of the perfect guy to play next to Paulo on some level, because he's a little bit he's mostly unselfish. I think he's unselfish to a fault, to be honest, at times. And then on top of it, like, he can shoot a little bit. Teams don't really respect him out there, but he has a chance to really shoot it and gain that respect. I believe in him as a shooter. Sometimes it seems like more than Wendell Carter believes in Wendell Carter as a shooter, because he just like kind of passes up open shots a little bit more often than I'd like to see. And I don't think that's a like Jamal Mosley decision. I think that's just given what we've seen from Wendell Carter. Like, I think he just needs to be willing to be a bit more assertive. Franz Wagner has looked as good as what we anticipated. Just a perfect guy to put next to Paolo. That is the most fun front court of the future in the NBA, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even really think it's that close. Guards.
Yes, Jalen Suggs he needs to be able to figure out how to pick his spots, obviously staying healthy and not turning ankles left and right. But there's positive encouragement that I've seen for his shot. I mean, he had that one takeover quarter against the Pistons where he just looked really solid and fluid. There's something there. And as Orlando continues to explore what it is and how to build a roster around all their young guys, they're going to maximize everybody. So there's going to be times when it's Suggs on the floor with a more pick and roll oriented big and some shooters. There are going to be times when it's Paolo's to eat and they rest Franz for a little bit. There's going to be times when Franz is just yours to go cook, and all the different actions that they have to try to inculcate all three. But thus far early on, like, all three guys, particularly Paolo and Franz, look like they're going to be just awesome players in the long term.
Yeah, totally.